I don't think. Is my audio working now? Oh man, wow. I've been going for quite a long time without audio working. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's really disappointing in myself. I'm really disappointed in myself. This stream has been an utter disaster in terms of the amount of issues that pop up here. But yeah, anyway, my audio wasn't on for that entire time. You guys couldn't hear a single thing I was saying. Anyway, like I was saying, but you guys couldn't hear me, we're slowly bringing everything in here from this example add-on into the add-on I'm building out right here. So there's some complicated stuff going on here with the register and unregister functions, dealing with the actual add-on itself, and it's related to the fact that we're trying to install dependencies. So we have to specify two different types of UI, right? UI before the dependencies and UI after, so that we can tell the user that, hey, you need to install this extra stuff and do this extra steps before you can actually use this thing. So we need before and after. So we've defined classes here. So classes just normally used, we're assuming that the add-on's fully installed, and then pre-dependency classes that are shown before, or sorry, yeah, before dependencies are installed. I think I said before earlier, but I meant after. So this is after everything's installed, so the add-on's fully installed. And this is just telling Blender what to display. So operator class panels, property group classes. I won't get into it, it's fairly complicated, but we'll go from here. And yeah, so I think I have everything I need in both of these. I'm just worried about this reversed here because I cannot remember why I used that in Blend My NFTs. But I did, so I'm not quite sure why. I hope it doesn't matter. If not, I will comment this out and use it for future. But yeah, that looks like very similar, so I'm not quite sure why. If dependencies installed for CLS in classes. If the dependencies are installed. Preference classes, so we need to switch preference classes to pre-thingy classes, so it will uninstall those regardless. And then if the dependencies are installed, then it will unregister the rest of the classes. Okay, that makes sense. So I do not think I need this, but I will keep that there and say old code from Blend My. Okay, so now that we have that, I think what I'm going to do, I'm so embarrassed that the audio was not plugged in. I unplugged my microphone because I went to the bathroom. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit the stream so that you guys don't know that existed. But anyway, yeah, so I had like 18 minutes of footage where there wasn't any audio. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, okay, let's continue. So we've gotten this done. We're going to go back to these error messages. So these are the example panels. We're not going to use all of them. We're just going to use a couple. But let's see what they are. So preferences, that is going to be a, not sure actually, name, install dependencies. I'm not sure what this does. Example preferences, but let's copy it over anyway and collapse these. Oh, I think this is. Well, you'll see. It requires this. And I want to define pre-dependency classes. Okay, so we got those, I think. That should be good. I'm going to space you guys out. Then, example warning panel. And then we need a warning panel so that we can tell people how to install the dependencies by going into preferences. So I think that's all we need. Those are all the classes. We have classes there. Example panel. I think that's just dummy operator. Example PT panel. I think that's the actual classes. Yeah, so we don't have to change that because that's already like that. I don't know why this. Oh, I just copied the title of that. What was that? Example OT install dependencies. Install dependencies. Huh. It's not copying the full thing. It usually does. I don't know why it's not. That should work. That should be good. So we're adding a lot. I wonder if still going. It's gonna take a while. So this is uploading. So this is uploading the stable diffusion to the GitHub repository, and that's 10 gigabytes worth of stuff. So, oh well. It will work though. It will work. So now that we have these classes, so let's open Blender and see what we have. I like just seeing like the error messages. I don't care what they are. They usually make sense. So we have this example tab, which is from the actual example add-on. I don't know why that's still working. It shouldn't work. Oh wait, no, that's actually from our cozy texture thing. Cozy auto texture. There we go. Cat. Cozy auto textures would be cats. Maybe I'll change it to cats. That's funny. But yeah, we have install dependencies here. We haven't defined any dependencies yet, I don't think. But there we go. So it says requires installation of dependencies and then preferences install. So I'm going to search for that preferences text because I want to change that to something else. Let's see, preferences. Let's just see where you are not. Maybe it's not defined. Okay, so maybe that's just a Blender, something built into Blender. That's okay. We're going to change the names of these classes later. Right now, they'll suffice. So let's minimize this. We're going to actually make it work now that everything's copied over correctly. I just got to make sure that we're using the correct classes. I think this is just printing out the actual dependencies that are used. That's a lot of code. I'm not very fond of looking at. Version, I think this is just getting dependency, independency. So I'm not going to worry about what all this is. It looks like, okay, so this is just the layout of the actual add-on itself. So there's lots of UI parts to it. We got labels. So we're just defining labels. Okay, that makes sense. And there's some if statements. If dependency name is none and has adder globals, dependency modules, some kind of, I don't know what that means. Oops, probably shouldn't delete it. Anyway, yeah, that looks good. So I might copy this layout operator, and then we define this operator here, which is just a dummy operator. That doesn't matter. But I want to include this so that we can tell the user what we've actually installed. So that's fine. That's pretty simple. We just go to the main panel, and we'll put it at the bottom underneath the version. So let's go there. Dependency.name, dependency for dependency and dependency. I'm not sure if we declare dependency as a global variable, or we can just sort of find where it's defined, but it isn't. Okay. It's more helpful if we search in here. Oh, dependencies, dependencies. Module matplotlib, dependencies. Oh, okay. Right, and we don't have matplotlib installed because I reinstalled Blender. So that's kind of convenient timing. But let's see what we can do. It feels like it should work, but I'm skeptical. I don't like it. I don't know what all these things. I know what they do. I just don't know how. When we have to install, we have to start Blender from we have to start it as an admin, not as administrator. That makes sense. I remember. N thingy example tab. Let's change the name of example tab. We'll keep it the exact same as where is it? Oh wait, can we have it the exact same? We can have the same label, I think. Create textures or cozy auto texture. Cat. Oh wait, no, we don't want to change that. Whoa. Let's see. Where'd it go? Category. Oh, I need to switch this to, right, my keyboard shortcut was removed, so I need to go into preferences. Key map, I forget where it was. I'll just look it up. Blender, Python, reload scripts, shortcut. There it is. Key map. Oh, right, I need to copy this operator. Oh no, just the reload script reload. Window, add new. Control R. There we go. Okay. And there, that refreshed it. So it will have cozy auto texture warning. Very good. And then I do not like how Blender cuts off text like that. That's very frustrating. But that's okay. We'll work around it. Okay. Let's so we have matplotlib, that's fine. And that should be the only one that we can install right now. But let's give it a try. So we'll go to Preferences, Add on Cozy Auto Texture. Install requirements, that should work. I hope. Because we are running as admin, and we are what's it called? There we go, it installed. And there's no UI here, that's fine. We'll fix that. Let's just make sure that the actual, okay, that disappeared, which is good. So it means that we can't do that again. So in the system console, so the input tool isn't being found for some reason. That's okay, we'll figure that out later. But it does look like there is, it has installed that module. So let's go to script, we'll go new, go import matplotlib, we'll run that, and it looks like it ran successfully. It is cutting out, oh no, it isn't, okay. Yeah, cool. Okay, so it is installing the dependencies now. That's really good. That's fantastic, actually. Whew, okay, now that we've done that, I'm going to go back to the thingy. Scene has no, and that is on line 109. 109 every single time. Okay, 109. Let's find that. 109. Just find every instance of that, and let's find the definition. So it's being defined here. Second, cat. Oh, maybe it's not registering. So this class, I don't think this class is being registered here. So let's figure that out. It should be registering though. Input tool. Yeah. Those needs to be done before all these classes are registered. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So let's put you up top there. Maybe that's why? I can't remember. I don't think we need this, unless that's what that reverse thing does. Let's give it a shot and see. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe. So I think I put the reverse thing here because I was lazy and didn't want to change the flow of the classes, because I think the input groups needs to be registered last. Or the main panel needs to be registered first. I don't remember. But that wouldn't make sense though. So let's reload this. Because we're not getting any UI, and there is UI there, which is kind of concerning that that's not showing up. Hey, there we go. Okay, I was right. Okay, so some weird reason, I don't know why, I think I did this so long ago, but that little thing, reversing a class, a list of classes, or a tuple of classes, sorry, works. I don't know why, but that's why that wasn't working. So we fixed that. So now what we have is user input. We have dependency installation if Blender is run from an administrator privilege, and we have the ability now to install all the dependencies we need, and that includes, this is going back way far back, a couple hours back, that includes diffusers, the pip module that we're going to be using to interact with Stable Diffusion. So that was a well-spent couple of hours. I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. And it even displays there what module we have installed there. So that's cool. So let's, I'm going to, how do we reset this? I want to reset it so that it uninstalls, I want to reset it so that we can test it with different modules, but I don't know how to uninstall the modules itself. So maybe we can, we can use subprocess. I don't like this. This is hidden now. So we can use subprocess. That's way too big. It's always too big. It's always too small. It's always not there for some reason. So we have these helpers. So those work beautifully. I want to rename these panels here because I don't like the way they are named. Let's do cat pre. We'll call these cat pre for cat pre dependencies, and then we'll have to re-register these. Installation dependency, install dependencies. So these will go here. That's fine. Example OT install dependencies, that will go here. Click on the .pl. Oh, interesting. I didn't know you could reference labels, like button labels like that. That's cool. Okay. By just calling class, that's actually pretty cool. Type in the word ID name. Oh no, not that. Camel case, whatever. We'll format that later. Being very picky. This is just copy pasting. Very boring stuff, but necessary. Hello to where everyone's watching. Meta MRX says there's no sound. I know. Or no, Random Noise said there's no sound. Meta MRX says hello. Thanks for the amazing script. No worries, man. Just sort of mess around with stuff. Thing that's cool. So right now I'm building a, well, the title says it, I'm making AI generated textures. So in Blender. So I'm just sort of building out an add-on. It's very complicated. I'm explaining my thought process and how I'm doing it just to have it on camera, I guess. I got excited about it earlier, but yeah, so we have some pretty cool stuff that I'm going through here. I think it's pretty cool. But basically we've given an AI, so this folder right here is like sort of a brain of an artificial intelligence, I guess, that it's called Stable Diffusion. It's sort of like DALL-E, but it's open source, and you can download it on your computer. And I think earlier in the live stream, I went through and did some examples that some of the people in chat suggested. And then, so this is one of the examples here. It's just this long description of this texture. And if we actually open it, it does a pretty good job at this pendant, this cavalry pendant. It's really cool, and it's just fascinating to look at and see all the details of it and the gold and everything. I'm gonna actually run this text through through Stable Diffusion a couple times to see what other examples we get, because I think it's a very long one, but it is really cool. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to continue. I just want to double check my camera works. That's good. Okay, let's get back to it. Where were we? Okay, so I renamed these classes here. That's good. there's some more stuff I want to rename here as well. I want to change this to, what did we say? Operators cat. Oops. Cat. Dependencies, panels, operator, cat. Oh. And we're gonna have to copy this into the UI somewhere, I think. Oh yeah, up in this panel here. Probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm not actually sure where that goes. Let's look for this here. Yeah, because that's just referenced by direct class, which I didn't know you could do that. Okay, that's cool. So we don't have to worry about the name, but that will be used to trigger that by script if someone ever does that. So that's fine. We'll leave that. Okay. I'm just gonna grab a quick drink of water. Let's check in here. Oops. Okay, so it looks like it's a bit too big. By bit, it's a lot. So that's an issue. Undo. Let's undo the push. Oh wait, no. Ooh. Commit U, and then I'm going to delete the stable diffusion library here. We'll reinstall that later because we're not really using it right now. So we'll delete that, delete. There we go. That should be good. That should save us some time. Removing stable diffusion. We'll figure out how to do that later. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to dynamically, how to put that on GitHub. Yeah, it's not going to work. Cherry pick commit. No. Oh my goodness. GitHub is so, it hurts sometimes. Let's see. So it made some changes to my file. Let's see. From the head branch is where? Oh, let's look up this. So this is a commit number. So this is really just some boring GitHub repo stuff, so that's that commit. So we don't want anything from this commit here. So let's delete that. And then we'll get you. Although all our modules are gone, so I'm worried that everything else has been deleted now. Ooh, this is messed up, bad. Okay, usually it's good to stay calm in these situations. But it looks like a lot of stuff has gone wrong. I think it's just the whatever was in that commit, which looks like it was just importing the, yeah, it was quite a bit. I was going to say it was importing the modules here, which should be just all the error messages we're going to see, but we do see some other stuff here as well. Import OS, that wasn't there. Why was that removed? Hello to whoever's watching. I'm just sorting through a bunch of GitHub madness right now. A lot of my branches are messed up, so I'm trying to fix it. I think I fixed it, but we'll see. It's a bit of a mess. Updating. Oof. Okay. That's not going to work because the files are too big. So we reverted the changes in that branch, but that's not, we can't delete that. I think what I'm going to have to do is just like copy this file, which I think just changed on me for some reason. I don't know what's happening. This is getting really intense. Okay, so a bunch of stuff was deleted, which isn't good. So let's revert back to this one. Revert changes and commit. There we go. So maybe that, yeah, that added a lot of stuff back. Updating, removing that, and then moving that. So that's probably what changed. So let's see if that is still there. So we're just gonna check if this is still here. So that keeps messing my stuff up. So that's not there. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna clone this manually. It's very ugly, but it will work, I think. Let's see, we're gonna go to Blender. Program files. Blender Foundation, 3.2, 3.2, Python. Nope, scripts, add-ons, cozy auto texture. So we're gonna copy that. Paste. And then we're gonna delete our repository, which is very dangerous. So delete you. Uh-oh. And then we're gonna clone again. Permission denied. Right. Oh, I forget how we did this. So we gotta like clone it into a, let's remove that. And then we'll clone a repository. Clone you. Ba, ba, ba. And then we will move that into you, like that. Continue. Open. Like there. Yes. That should work, I think. We're gonna move source in there. that should be it. That should work. Yes. Okay. We're gonna close you. Yes. We don't really need to reference that original add-on now. It's just, it works. So that should be it. I'm gonna refresh this. Right here. And it doesn't, it's none the wiser. It doesn't know all the heck that just happened. What the heck just happened? If we go to cozy auto texture, we'll locate it. We'll say yes. Oddly that it knows that. And there we go. We've deleted my mistakes and everything's perfect again. Okay. All right, so all the changes are there. I think I'm going to commit this immediately so that we don't run into that issue again. Committing something like that. Just get it out there, publish, push. Okay. Okay, so we have that, that's working. I want to uninstall the matplotlib thing. So we're going to create a script here. You're going to delete. Not sure how we're going to do this. But dependency, for dependency within dependency, it should install. Import and, okay, we need that. That's there, module name. So I'm gonna copy this. Actually, I'll just copy this whole function here. We're going to go back to Blender, we're going to switch it around. We need to import the dependencies. So import OS, import subprocess. What else? I think that's it. We're going to call this function install import module. We need to define the module name. So, oopsie, nope. Matplotlib. Package name equals none, sure. And then we're just gonna look up pip install package. Okay, that's pretty simple, straightforward. I'm just gonna replace that with that. Then let's just run it and see what happens. So we got an error. System is not defined. That's fine. We imported that there, and that should be running now. Found existing installation matplotlib, blah 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 blah. Yes. Proceed. Successfully uninstalled matplotlib. It's probably gonna install a bunch of other stuff as well. Permission error, window 5, access denied, Blender, blah 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 blah. Okay, maybe we forgot to initiate Blender from an administrator thing, so let's go and do that. Run as admin, blah 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 blah. A lot of this stuff is just repeating the same thing over and over again, getting slightly different results. So we got an error that time as well. error traceback text, blah, blah, blah. So import module is not defined. So we got to figure out why this isn't defined here. And that seems to be, oh, maybe that means that it's not installed. I think. I don't want to uninstall OS or something like that. That would be awful. I think that means it's not installed. So if we come back here and then go and this, yes, okay, that's good. That's good. So I'm going to save this as a file, save as, and that script will help us uninstall our dependencies that we install with the add-on so we can test it. So I'll actually create a test. Say this is text.py here, and then save as. So we'll actually create a test file with this that we'll be able to test the add-on with. And we'll call this test function. We'll call this refresh. We want it to remove. Just want to make sure I can watch this on my computer. What we want it to do is remove dependencies. Import module. So we're not going to be, oh, that's why, because we're not importing, we're just checking it. So if we check, we can probably figure out what the version of a module is by using pip check module version. Oh, version, okay, perfect. So we'll get that, and then we will that there, paste, and then and then check the package name of that version, and then that should give us the actual thingy. So it'll tell us if the package was successfully uninstalled, which it should be. It should be, and then we'll run it. So that's great. We'll include this and we'll rename it as remove dependencies for test, and then we can then go to cozy auto texture and then include this in the source. So that will be perfect. So now that we have that settled, let's change the dependencies. I don't want to change it to diffusers just yet because I want to fix the UI and everything like that before we do that. In the meantime, let's continue the grind. Double spaces between functions, defining a function. Okay, that should be good. That should work. I'm just reviewing everything. Sorry. So we got to change these to the inputs. I just got to make sure everything's working. Class name should use camel case convention. That's fine. I think that's it. I think we got everything working. I'm gonna mess around. I'm gonna change this string so that it's formatted how I like it. Please install the missing dependencies for okay, that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Open preferences, open the preferences. Go to, I think I'll say go to open edit preferences add-ons. Search for the blah 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 add-on. Open the details section. We don't really have a details section anymore, so we'll get rid of that. In preferences, we will say under reference, under slashes there. Click on the blah 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 button. This will download and install the missing Python packages if Blender has the required permissions. If you are having trouble, if you are experiencing issues, close and reopen Blender. Reopen Blender with administrator privileges. There we go. I can English. Obviously not, because I need to type. So I'm just gonna check this 100 times to make sure that it looks good, which it doesn't because it keeps cutting text off there, but that's okay. Let's go back. I want to make sure that none of the text gets cut off when it's like really small. That's the thing about Blender, you can't have paragraphs because it just sort of like cuts it off instead of making it readable for some reason. Anyway, I'm just complaining. Number 4, so 1, under preferences, click on the blah 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 button. Let's shorten this button. Button. Sure, maybe not if you're experiencing issues. Maybe ensure Blender, ensure that Blender. Yeah, if you are experiencing issues, because someone might just run it with administrator privileges by default for some reason. Okay, we don't really need a space there because that's a new line. Likewise there, so that's good. Button under preferences, blah blah blah. If you're attempting to run the add-on, let's add another line, and we'll go you do that. This is just boring formatting of a paragraph here. If you're attempting to run, so let's add 4 spaces, and then 4 spaces again, and then we'll run this. We'll do that. If you're attempting to run the add-on from the text editor, you won't see the options described above. Please install the add-on properly through the preferences. I don't know why this is included because I've never ran an add-on through the text editor. I don't know if you can actually, but I'll leave it in there just in case there's some weird use case or something that I'm not aware of, so that'll be there if it's needed, which I'm not sure it is. I don't really care. I do care. Why is that not showing up? It's showing up all in one line now. What? Why is it showing up all in one line? No. Why? I think I'm going to change this to like a comment style. I forget what they're called. Triple quote strings, and we're going to get rid of you. I'm going to regret this, I swear. But we're going to get rid of this stuff here. Nope, not you. I don't know why I highlighted that. Oh wait, no, that was a real comma. Yes, okay. Don't want to delete that. And I think that should look good. Oh no, that's worse. Much worse. Huh. Okay, this is really strange. I'm not sure why it's not formatting properly. Some weird antics with the strings that are going on here, so we shall see if this fixes it. It does, but it still crops out the text there, which is kind of disappointing. Like that. Because it thinks that it's all one line, but it's very clearly... Oh, I need commas, that's why. Duh. Let's go back here, we'll add the commas. And there as well. It's looking pretty good, that should work. So that's why, I don't know why I did that. Go back there, reload. Hey, looking better. Okay, it's a lot of work to format a paragraph, but that's okay. That's just how Blender works, sadly. I don't like the way that it all looks. I need to add, oh, let me add back those spaces because it all looks too close together right now. Okay, this should have my seal of approval now. Looking much better. Okay, so that's that. So, okay, when someone installs this, they're going to see Cozy Auto Texture warning. Please install the missing dependencies for the Cozy Auto Texture add-on. Go to Open Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, search for the Cozy Auto Texture add-on. Under Preferences, click on the Install Dependencies button. This will download and install the missing Python packages. If Blender has the required permissions, if you're experiencing issues, reopen Blender with administrator privileges. I wish I could include an image that shows this, so run as administrator. Oh, run as administrator. I should just use that wording instead. Please open Blender. Please experiencing issues. Reopen Blender. Yeah, with administrator privilege. I guess that works because it might not be called the same thing on different operating systems. So anyway, let's continue. So we formatted that. Very boring, I know. Anyway, we have that. Should be good. What else? What else can we do? Install dependencies, download and install the required Python packages. Oh, this is just the description. The required Python packages for this add-on. Internet connection is required. Blender may have to be started with elevated permissions in order to install the packages. Let's do IE. I guess I shouldn't include that. That's fine. Don't like how they format these things sometimes, you know? It looks nicer like that. It's just very neat, concise. It takes up more lines, but I don't care. It looks nice. think that should be it. There's some slight formatting things that I want to do to change just how the code looks and how logically it goes through things. I have no idea what these three modules do. So install pip, import, yeah, so I don't know, they're pretty straightforward. So that handles the importing of a module, install, and import a module. I'm not sure why these are named the same thing. But we could just include it all in one function if it's only used once. I'm not sure why it's being split up unless we need it elsewhere, which looks like we do. So I'm not going to argue with that. So let's just leave it alone, not touch it. Anyway, so that should work. I'm going to change the date to September 3rd. Sep 3rd. There we go. 3rd, and it is 7 something p.m. 7, let's do 7:10 because it's going to take a little while. 7:10 p.m. Okay, I think that's it. Let's change this to 2, and then YouTube 2, and then we'll go to GitHub, and then we will upload this test file, and then the changes to everything here. So cosmetic, we'll do the UI text changes, and then that should appear on GitHub. Push. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So I gotta figure out what's wrong with GitHub and why the max GitHub max file size 100 max repo size. Repositories have a hard size limit of 100 gigabytes. Files can also be shared. Okay, so 100 gigabytes. So it's not letting me upload files. It's not letting me upload anything larger than 5 gigabytes for some reason. I'm not sure why. Files can also be shared in binary. As of 2020, the documentation size limit of each file is 2 gigabytes. So a single file can be 2 gigabytes large. That's fine. I think that's fine. Oh wait, no, maybe that's not fine. Right, that might not be fine because one of these files here is freaking huge. I think it's this one. Oh no, that's under 1 gigabyte. So I'm gonna open up tree. So this is a tool I have here. Tree size free. And we're gonna drop, no, we can't drop you in here. Let's find this file. So we're gonna figure out why, because there was an issue uploading these files. So we're gonna figure out why these can't be uploaded to GitHub. And I think it's because one of these files is really huge on its own. It might be because that .git is there. And we don't need that. We just need this diffusion PyTorch model.bin. So that is why. So it's over 2. It's 3.2 gigabytes in size. And I think that's the reason why we're not actually able to upload and store it on GitHub. So we might have to host it separately ourselves, but that has a lot of issues. I'm going to delete this .git thing because we don't need it. It's taking up a lot of file storage. I just want to test to see if this will run as is. So let's create another one of these. I quite liked the result of this AI generation here. So let's rename this. We'll copy that and we'll rename it to cavalry pendant 1. And then let's run this. So we'll create another one. just to test to make sure that the model's working. It looks like it is. It hasn't crashed yet. So it should be working without that GitHub thing. So that we don't need. That's a waste of space. So that's 5 gigabytes that we don't need. If we come back to the file tree thingy, this might take a while to load now that we're running what's it called? Session thing. We're iterating through everything. So unit is the big issue. So just that file right there is 3.2 gigabytes. I wonder if there's a way we can like compress it maybe, or split it up at least. So that's too large for Notepad. Use another editor. Okay. Okay, that's weird. It's on iteration 0, so that's going well. Okay, iteration 1. There we go. It's going. Yeah, if you're watching and my video cuts out, it's because the graphics card is very busy on my computer generating this thing. It eats up like a lot of graphics power. So my computer isn't even able to output video in sync with my audio. But it will catch up after this is done. So I'm just going to do one of these. There we go. Okay, so it should be done. And wow, that looks beautiful. Look at that. That is just amazing. That's just incredible. So I don't know how it knows what any of this is. So it's got like a horse there. That's just incredible. So it hits the description right on the spot. High jewelry, iridescent gold with Age of Empires 2. RT, I don't know what those words are. Cavalry inside a beautifully detailed, crystal clear see-through jewelry. Something. That is just incredible. And it, like compared to the last one, like that still looks incredible. It's incredibly detailed. It must have a lot of references to jewelry and what these words mean. But yeah, this just it hits the spot every single time. I don't know why. It looks really cool. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping those. Those are awesome. I'm gonna post them on Twitter. Let me just check if my audio synced up with my video yet. Okay, it looks like it did. All right, so I'm not going to do too many of those because it really eats up my RAM, and then it messes around with the recording and the video, so I don't want to do too many of those. So yeah, so the issue is this file. It's over 3.2 gigabytes, and the maximum file size is 2 gigabytes that are allowed on GitHub. So we have to figure out a way to increase, or at least get around that limitation. And there are a couple ways we can go about this. I'm hoping that there's a simple GitHub, like built-in way with GitHub that we can get around this. If not, I'm gonna have to do something really, really not good, and like break up the file using Python and then reconstruct it when the add-on is installed and activated. So there will be like a activation button, I guess. Because it's a .bin file, like it's binary. I don't know, maybe there's a way to split up. How do you split up Python's .bin file and recombine? A big binary file in multiple files. You should first read the file by the size of chunk you want to create. Okay, so maybe there's some way we can do it. But at runtime, I'm not really sure how we're going to be able to do that. So let's figure this out here about large files on GitHub. I know you need the large file thing. So let me figure out GitHub files larger than 2 gigabytes. We recommend repositories be kept under 1 gigabyte each. Repositories have a hard limit of 100 gigabytes. If you reach 75 gigabytes, you'll receive a warning from Git in your terminal when you push. This limit is easy to stay within if large files are kept out of the repository. If your repository exceeds 1 gigabyte, you might receive a polite email from GitHub support requesting that you reduce the size of the GitHub of the repository to bring it back down. In addition, we place a strict limit of files exceeding 100 megabytes in size for information C working with large files. So that's going to be an issue. So working with large files, I've looked at this page before, and it recommends using the large file storage, which I already have, but I think it still limits you to 2 gigabytes. I could be wrong. Oh, GitHub team. That's a shame that you need to upgrade to GitHub team to get a maximum file size upload. I guess that makes sense because they want money. It's as simple as that. How much is GitHub team? It might be worth it. GitHub team pricing. Because if it's just like, if it's small, oh god, enterprise. Get the complete developer platform free. I'm just looking for the files. 2 gigabytes of packages storage. That's not even going to be enough, I don't think. Infuriating. Okay, so I think our only option is to split up that binary that binary file into multiple smaller binary files and then reassemble it on startup, which is really which I don't think is good because the other systems in the like with the diffusers module are going to need that, are probably going to need that binary file. I don't want to mess with it too much. So if there's a way that we can just split it up, recombine it without any issues, then hopefully there's a way to do it. I'm sure I'm not the first person to ask this question. Looks like it was asked 8 years ago. How do you read a big binary file and split its contents by some marker? There's no magic in Python that will do it for you, but it's not hard to write. For example, split file, FP marker, block size 4096. I'm guessing that's a byte size, or bits to FB. Sure. Oh, okay. So not very many. All right. You know what? I've been going for a while. I think I'm going to take a break. I'll probably go live again some other time. I'm not too sure when, but I'll definitely pick this up again. I'm going to keep working on this in my own time, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how many people saw this or watched this. I'm definitely going to trim it down and learn for next time how to install drivers for my camera. But yeah, anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to continue working on this add-on for a while and get it working. I don't see any major obstacles in the way. It looks like everything huge that I wanted to tackle, I've tackled in this video. That last issue with the big binary file, that seems like there's a solution out there for it, and it might just take some messing around with how Blender calls up an add-on at runtime. So other than that, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, whoever's watching. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna be posting a lot more photos using Stable Diffusion. This is just incredible how an AI can generate this kind of imagery. That's from a Blender tutorial, but it's just these 3 images are just incredible, and being able to like actually generate textures with this stuff is going to be mind-blowing in Blender. You're going to be able to create pendants and stuff like that. Like this stuff is going to be so cool, and I think there's like some AI magic you can do, where you like create a normal map or a bump map or something out of pure images. So I'm going to look into this and just sort of build it out, I guess. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll be back soon, and yeah, see you guys. Take care.